Kevin McKiernan is running a little bit late, so we'll get the meeting started and he'll be joining us. I'd like to read the public announcement. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been complied with and satisfied in that the annual notice, which gives sufficient notice of the time, place, and conduct of all public meetings of the New Brunswick Parking Authority, has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News and Tribune, as per the annual notice provided in a resolution adopted by this governing body on December 29, 1975. Okay. The minutes from the 2016 regular board meeting were previously distributed. Does anyone have any comments or accept the motion to
make the motion to accept?
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Mitch, that brings us to executive director's report.
I have a very short report this month. I have one item, basically just to let the board know that that we put out for competitive contracting the LPR residential permit program, and we did get some responses. We got two actually. One was from Paylock Digital Permitting, and the other was from Park Mobile. And looking over their responses, we selected Paylock Digital Permitting to provide the LPR permit, residential permitting program. And later on in the meeting, I have a resolution to approve them to move forward with the permitting program. That's all I have.
All right. Any questions of Mitch? All right. Thank you, Mitch. Committee reports. Excuse me. Finance. Bright. Do you mind updating? I know you distributed the financials.
We had the exit conference on Monday morning with the draft audit. The draft audit is going to be finalized. There's only one or two items we are waiting on the draft audit, but it's ready to be approved with the committee approval.
And we're going to plan to
approve that tonight.
Today.
Yes.
Just for everyone's benefit, Kevin and I were here. We had a meeting with the auditors and with Bright and with Mitch on Monday morning. Reviewed it. Everything looked good. There were no recommendations, which is basically what we're looking for from our auditors. And a testament to Bright's good job, great job, appreciate it. And so we'll be formally adopting it as a resolution today. And from there it goes on, we publish it, we send it on.
Yeah, it's contingent on that pension figure from the state, which I'll explain as we get into the resolution.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any questions on the financials? Legal? Mr. Beer, we have any legal today?
Nothing of significance other than that, as Mitch has indicated, we forwarded the Paylock contract to me for review. We've reviewed it. We've made revisions. I'm assuming Paylock has accepted our revisions, or we're still in the process.
With them, yeah, it's still in the process.
Okay.
I don't foresee any problems.
But we made revisions to the contract so that it's in conformity with New Jersey public contracts law, the regulations that we're under. And as Mitch said, we're not envisioning that there should be any problems.
Okay, that brings us to public comment. This will be an opportunity for the public to speak. You guys have any questions or nothing? Okay, thank you. Okay, board discussion. Anyone have any issues on being heard? Resolutions. Mitch, you want to go through these? The payment resolution?
Well, the payment resolution is basically just for the checks that we have that we're going to be paying on the invoices.
See, it looks like two copies?
Yes.
Signed? Okay, I'll pass that around.
All right, so you have that. Next resolution is approving Paylock IPT LLC to provide digital permitting services, which I spoke about before. As I said, we had two responses. One was from Park Mobile, the other was from Paylock. And looking over the responses and going over the criteria that we were looking for, Paylock met our needs more so than Park Mobile. So I suggest that we use Paylock for the residential permitting. program.
Is this including software, or they?
Yes, that's everything. With the
That's everything.
LPR, that includes everything.
Got it.
All right, soup to nuts. And just to expand so the board understands what this program does, it makes it more user-friendly. So instead of having to come to the office to get your permit and getting a decal, basically you're going to be registering your license plate, and that'll be your residential decal. And that could be done online. It'll be, so you won't have to come to our office. You know, obviously, you'll still have to submit some paperwork online, but ultimately, the goal is to make it easier for the residents and the tenants to get the residential permit. And conversely, we'll be using license plate recognition to go around making sure that the cars that are parked in residential areas are actually registered in the permit system.
Thank you. And just in terms of structure of the contract, it's a fixed contract, we own the software, and...
Well,
and
yes, we own the
maintenance
software.
going
The contract is for, it's for a period of 1 year. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Go ahead.
You know, we license the software, we don't own the software. We own the data, we do not own the software, it's a site license. The contract, its maximum term is 5 years. It's a 2-year initial term with 3 1-year options at our discretion, and it requires us to affirmatively exercise the options. So oftentimes vendors will put in that if you don't tell me you're not going to renew, it automatically renews, but that's not the way it works with us.
Right.
So if we do not tell them our intention to either renew or not renew, it just extends as months to month until such time that we give them the appropriate notice. Okay. And as Mitch indicated, it's a web-based and web-enabled system so that users can go online or still come to the parking authority's office if they care to. We'll have computerized access to the system, but all transactions going through the system, whether it's done online or done here at our offices, will result in a payment to them for the use of their software. So there's no base payments. It's all based on transactional and usage.
Okay.
And it's only for 2 of our systems. It's only for the residential permitting system and only for Jersey Avenue. So it's not for all of our lots, not for all of our facilities. It's at our choice. Originally, again, the contract was drafted where they had exclusive rights to the city for all permitting, and we peeled that back.
Then the other one, then we have a resolution approving a commercial office and elevator cleaning contract. That we had a bid opening today, actually, and Best Cleaning Building Service came in, lowest bid at $32,925.96 for the first year, and then that also has a renewal for 2 additional 1-year periods, if so desired.
And is that for this building?
Yes, this building. All right, and then finally, we have resolution to approve the 2015 related financial reports and findings. As Lou mentioned, there was no recommendations, which is a good thing. The only thing that we're waiting for to finalize the financial report is the state's pension figure, because this year they're requiring a percentage of the outstanding, amount due liability to be covered by the agency.
Yeah, if I can get
Yeah, go ahead.
We pay into the state system. The state, we pay into a huge fund, but that huge fund is divided amongst 1,000 between government, local entities, fire districts. So what's happened is, and we know that there's been a significant projected deficit in the state's obligation. So what they're doing is, but that obligation as it relates to pension does actually default to the local entity that's been contributing to the fund. Even though we contribute at the level that they tell us to, even though they invest the funds, they don't accept the liability in that respect. They accept the liability for all of their state employees. So we have to now, because the state has not properly funded the pension system as a whole, because we're a state with a fully integrated government employee system, unlike some other states. So now the requirement is on our audit, that deficiency that would be our share of that relative to our obligations must now be reflected on our audit. This is a new rule.
So that's like an actuarial number. That's
Yes.
what they project.
Yeah,
They
that's correct.
project our total.
Right, and since we
Projected
can't,
indemnity.
right, and since we can't figure that out, what has to happen is their audit has to be completed, then they have to divide it by every one of the entities.
Right. Yeah, we're
and
some
then they-
small percentage.
Right,
And
and
the state's
then,
made an allocation.
correct.
We're actually 2.2 something, if I recall.
Right,
Yeah.
and then after that occurs, that number is given to us. So it's actually provided to us by the state through their own audit. It's not a number we can determine.
Right. But we're waiting for
Yes.
them to post the 2015.
Right, until they get theirs
But
together.
ultimately, it won't have any immediate effect on our financials, so that's why we can approve it. And then, once that number gets in, we'll put that in and then post it. So that's the last resolution we're looking to approve tonight.
So you're looking for a resolution to...
Well, all four of them?
All four of them.
Yeah, we didn't vote on
We got
either one yet.
Okay. Lou, why don't you keep
Want
going?
me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. So we do it as a consent for all four? There's no questions on any of the individual ones?
I'll make the motion.
Except all four?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you. So that brings us to old business. Does anyone?
I have no business. And new business, everything's pretty much the same with the pedestrian bridge, still waiting for Amtrak to help us out. That's it. We actually have I should say, we actually have a conference call tomorrow on Amtrak, so that's a step in the right direction.
And status of the available space here is still under consideration for a
No,
lease or not?
no, we approved the lease last
Everything
month.
was approved.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
So
no
everything, we have no available space, which is a good thing.
Yes, it's the first time in a while, I think.
First time since we moved in there, yes.
Very good. Great,
The inn
okay.
is full.
Any closed session?
I have no closed
Items,
session.
No legal, no person?
No legal.
Personnel, okay. Goes back to open session. Any other comments? We're looking for a motion to adjourn. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.